Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell, author of 22 books, Marine Corps veteran, founder of the Second Amendment March, proud father of 7, grandfather to 20 and counting, and as a special bonus, I'm also madly in love with my own wife. My priorities in life are God, family, and country in that order, and I hereby promise to never compromise in my convictions. I may go broke, but I'll never go woke. And joining me today is my faithful co-host, my adoring, loving, beautiful wife, Sara Coryell. Sara, welcome back to the Home Defense Show.
Thank you, my good husband. It's
You
good
know,
to be here, always.
I keep getting comments from our listeners about how much they enjoy hearing you and I talk at the beginning of the show. And that seems to be their favorite part of the show.
Well, I'm glad they like it. We have fun too, so maybe that.
Oh, well, we
like that.
do. And
Yeah.
I just have to attribute that to it's like the combination. It's like you separate and me separate. We're not as good as you and me together.
Yep, I would agree with that. Yeah, I've no, I've always thought that when we make a decision, like if I make a decision and you just kind of go with it, that's one way. Or if you make a decision and I just kind of go with it, I mean that's one way. But then when we actually sit down together and think it out and do something that we both honestly think is a good idea, those are our best ideas.
Sometimes I just go along with you,
Yeah, don't do that. It doesn't make it better.
So you'd like me to argue with you?
Respectfully, politely, lovingly, absolutely, yes.
I think I know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we have a new year coming up, 2026, and it makes me wonder, where did the old year go?
Yeah, I was still trying to remember to write 2025.
Well, think back like 20 some years
Mm-hmm.
to when you and I first met.
Mm-hmm.
It was, boy, we didn't yet know each other at 9/11. I think
We were like colleagues or something.
yeah, and we passed each other in the hallway and things like that.
Yeah.
But it just seems like 9/11 was like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But so much has happened since then.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, what we had 2 terms of George W. Bush, two terms of Barack Obama, then Donald Trump, then Joe Biden, COVID debacle, all of that, and now Donald Trump 2.0. All
Yeah.
of that. I mean,
Politics is a crazy ride in our
yes,
country.
you're talking like what, 20, almost 25 years ago. How did we get this old?
How do we get this old?
I guess one day at a time is how we did it. But well, I'm looking forward to 2026.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's going to be a better year. But
I have hope.
well, it could be just the optimist in me. I like to be
You
optimistic.
are an optimist, yes. Sometimes.
Well, sometimes I'm a realist, but I think it's going to be a better year. We could use some economic successes, some bouncing back. It's encouraging.
Lots of people feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's encouraging to see the price of
Yes.
gas going down.
Yes.
I mean, 2.53 a gallon. We haven't seen that in many years.
It's not just about the gas. It's like all the things. Yeah.
Well,
Eggs, I had noticed they were almost up to,
oh
like,
yeah.
I was counting it at about $1 an egg. The last time I figured it out, it was 33 cents an egg. I'm like, thank the Lord for
Something
Costco.
is,
They do a lot of good. I realize nobody's perfect, but I am grateful
yeah,
for Costco.
but something as simple as an egg. That's a staple at our house, eggs.
Yes.
And when
It
our
goes
hens
with
don't
eggs.
lay,
Yeah.
or when they get invaded by predators, raccoons and things
And
like
then they
that.
stop laying because they're terrified.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a big deal for
I
us.
blame them for that. If every
Yeah.
night there's a gory death in the coop, yes.
Well,
I wouldn't lay an egg either.
I just want to wish everyone a happy 2025, and
May there be no predators in your coop.
yeah, good riddance. I'm ready for another year and new hope.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sarah, what do we have coming up on the show today? I think we have a good show.
Today, we are talking to criminal defense attorney Jim Makowski about changes in marijuana laws and how they affect those who carry concealed. Then, in the shootingclasses.com self defense report, we'll be discussing some of the most bizarre crimes of the year.
All right, great. But before we get too far into the show, let's talk about our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't have a show.
So, thank you for sponsors.
Yes. And our sponsors this year are United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, Trinity Training and Security, and Apple Tree Media. All right, Sarah, what is in the news today?
In the Australian Spectator, gun laws and the helpless horror of Bondi. Would even tougher gun laws have saved lives at Bondi? From Spectator Australia. Australia already has highly restrictive gun laws compared to the US, yet many places in the US are like Australia. University campuses and many shopping malls, for example, ban guns. Where the US differs from Australia is that some of those gun free zones are near places where members of the public, civilians, are legally permitted to carry guns. That turns out to make important differences to how shooting attacks like the one at Bondi turn out. Research by Crime Prevention Research Center's John Lott found out that shooters kill fewer people when an armed civilian intervenes than when they don't.
You know, that is so true. And we see that happening in real life, boy, on a weekly basis these days. I mean, just in here in Michigan, twice this fall, there was that stabbing attack in Traverse City that was stopped by a CPL holder. And then there was that church safety team over on the east side of the state that stopped a active shooter as well. So we're seeing it
Yeah, that makes sense.
almost on a daily basis.
That makes sense. Of the 562 public shooter attacks in the U.S. from 2014 to 2024, armed civilians ended 199, or 35% of incidents. Their proportion was higher at 53% in the places where civilians were free to carry a concealed handgun. Police, on the other hand, ended 30%.
Yeah, and I think what that means, Sarah, is if we had more guns in the hands of civilians, honest, law-abiding civilians,
Right.
then we could increase that, what, from
38% to
38% to
I'm
50.
sorry, 35% up to 53%. Yeah.
But, when you quantify that, you're talking about saving lives.
Yeah.
Okay, saving actual lives. I mean, the one thing about John R. Lott, he's very, very good with the stats, with the statistician type stuff. I mean, it's right there in black and white, but it's like the far left. They totally ignore the facts because they feel like they, it's like it's counterintuitive. Oh, guns are bad. That's their premise. But guns aren't bad any more than knives are bad. We use knives to cut cheese, to cut bread, to cut meat in our everyday life, to cut a piece of rope. But bad people use knives to kill good people.
Well,
And that's such a simple thing to grasp, but they don't seem to be able to grasp it for some reason.
yeah, I guess they just want to control other people. It seems like I don't really quite know why they want to be like that with
Yeah,
guns.
I think it's about control.
Maybe
I think
it's a simple narrative, but I think that crazy people who want to kill people are the problem. So we need to work on the mental status of our people. Let's work on the mental
I would agree.
people. Teach our children to think properly. Teach our families to have good morals.
Yeah.
I think this will go down. Armed civilians have been safe as well as effective in stopping shooters. At only one of the 199 situations where civilians intervened were bystanders accidentally shot. They did not obstruct police in any way. Armed civilians who intervened were killed in 2 cases, 1%, and wounded in 49, that is 25%. Remarkably, 58 of the incidents, that is 32%, they prevented potential mass shootings.
Yeah, I think that's important because, when you talk about why do police shoot the wrong person more often than the civilians, it's because police are second responders.
Oh, so by the time they get there, it's less clear who started it.
That's right. It's like they get there, they see people with guns, and they've been called to an active shooting. So whoever has the gun, they shoot.
I feel like this is like in parenting when you walk in too quick and you see your kids yelling. A lot of times
Yeah,
you yell at the
that
one who's really the victim, actually.
yeah, that's a good analogy, except when the cops show up,
It's more serious.
oh, definitely much, much more
Right.
serious. So it's not really the cop's fault. It's just I think it just highlights the fact that we need more honest law-abiding
Hmm.
citizens with guns, and we need fewer pistol-free zones.
Yes.
So,
Mass public shootings are almost always in gun-free zones. Australia is one big gun-free zone because of the tight gun laws and regulations. Only some populous places in the US are gun-free zones, and they are where bad people tend to go and where they want to kill others. They know that law-abiding citizens won't be able to shoot back at them.
yeah. Well, I guess we just sum it up by saying John R. Lott in his famous book, More Guns Equal Less Crime. That pretty much sums it up right there. And then that saying, how do you stop a bad guy with a gun?
A good guy with a gun.
Very good. You passed the test. All right. Well, let's move on from there. Let's talk about our hero of the week, Sarah.
A father in Texas saved his 15-year-old daughter after he traced her phone to find the location where she was being held and kidnapped, deputies said. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office said it responded to a home in Porter, outside of Houston, around 4:50 p.m. on Christmas Day in reference to the reported kidnapping of the juvenile. Upon arrival, deputies learned that the victim had taken her dog out for a walk, and when she did not return at her usual time, her parents became concerned. Using parental controls to locate the victim's phone, her father traveled to a secluded, partially wooded area in Harris County, nearly 2 miles away, the sheriff's office said. The father located the victim and her dog inside a maroon-colored pickup truck with a partially nude 23-year-old male. The father helped his daughter escape from the truck and contacted law enforcement.
And then there's a picture of the bad guy. What was the bad guy's name?
Giovanni Rosales Espinosa.
Espinosa? Quite possibly an illegal alien. They never they never say it in the articles, but he's certainly
Well,
he's not Dutch.
he's not Dutch.
He's not Dutch. That's for sure.
Deputies said an investigation revealed the suspect, Giovanni Rosales Espinoza of Porter, had threatened the victim with a knife and abducted her from the street. Using descriptions provided by witnesses, the sheriff's office said its deputies tracked down Espinoza and took him into custody without incident.
Oh, so happy ending
Yeah,
for Christmas. What'd you get for Christmas? Well, I saved my daughter's life, saved her from probably rape, torture, maybe death.
maybe murder. Yeah.
Saved the dog too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That is great. So,
This is just happy all the way around.
honestly, well, yeah, kind of a shocking, unforgettable sort of Christmas, but
Well,
uh,
yeah,
good.
but
Good for the dad, and yay for his, smarts with the cell phone. That was pretty cool.
yep.
Not discouraged, but also smart, little techie smarts. That's pretty good.
Well, technology, it's a two-edged sword, It can
Hmm.
be used to save lives. I mean, I can see if that had happened to us, I would have gone to our son Phoenix and say, "Okay,
Oh,
find your sister," and he would have been able to do it.
yeah.
But one thing for me personally, and this is personal
Hmm.
because we have a 14-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
If I would have been beside myself. I'd have been freaking out at this point.
Hmm.
And, I'd be following the app and I'd find this guy with my daughter naked. They wouldn't have taken him into custody. I know I'm supposed to be a Christian and loving and forgiving and all of that stuff, but it would take a lot for me not to just do some really bad things to him. Sorry, it's who I am.
Well, it was an awful thing he tried to do. It was a really
Yeah.
heinous thing he tried to do.
Well, there's so many.
But God stopped it. He sent the father and then he protected the girl, and she probably won't walk the dog by herself anymore. I expect she's going to want a guardian on her walks now.
Yeah. Yeah,
We've been doing more of that within our own family
yes,
because
we
our
have.
dogs have to be walked on a leash. We don't have an enclosed yard, and we have a dog that will run. So we've been doing more of that. I mean, and we live out in the middle of nowhere, but there's always people driving by that. It's not like it's just our little people. It's not like our little cul-de-sac and only a couple people.
We
drive by.
don't know who these people are.
We don't know who they are. No.
And it's like our country has been invaded by people that haven't been vetted. We don't know who they are. A lot of them are from gangs. They're from third world countries where they get away with stuff. I mean, in a third world country, the criminal justice system, there aren't as many police. It's more of a lawless place.
Mm.
So it's like they get away with things there. Basically, might means right. But then they come here with the same mindset and think, well, I can get away with anything. And then they see how trusting and relaxed everyone here is in the United States. And it's like
reinforces the idea that
yeah,
is okay.
Yeah. Well, but thank God that
It was a great dad. He did a good job.
Good flourished,
mm-hmm.
and the bad guy was taken into custody.
Hopefully he becomes better.
Yeah, okay. You always think that. In my mind, it's like, hopefully he just never sees the light of day again.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
I mean, yeah, if he wants to turn to Jesus, fine, but do it in prison. Yeah, just do it in prison. I'm not as nice as you are, honey. I never will be.
Well, I don't want him to hurt anybody else, and maybe he could.
All right. Well, Sarah, what's
hurt her.
What's coming up next?
Next, we are talking to crime defense attorney Jim Makowski about changes in marijuana laws and how they affect those who carry concealed. Then, in the shootingclasses.com self-defense report, we will be discussing some of the most bizarre crimes of the year 2025. Those both sound really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be great.
Yeah, this is going to be a surprise to you, too, because I haven't shown them to you.
Yeah.
All right. But in the meantime, God bless and stay safe. And don't let your teenage daughter walk the dog all by herself in a secluded area. It's just not a good idea. Because we will be right back.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At Center Shot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. Center Shot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
Attention business owners. Are you leaving your website open to security issues and hacking due to a lack of maintenance or overseas outsourcing? Don't let that happen to your business. Choose experienced U.S.-based website developers that can customize your website to fit your specific needs. Appletree MediaWorks has been growing businesses online since 2009. With over 80 years of combined experience, their team conducts constant research and development to keep up with ever-changing online threats. Your website deserves the best protection available. Call Appletree MediaWorks today at 877-977-1364 to keep your website secure and grow your business online. Or visit appletree.media.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.
In today's world, safety and preparedness are more important than ever. At Trinity Training and Security, we offer comprehensive training for your peace of mind. Whether you're obtaining your concealed pistol license, mastering CPR and first aid, or engaging in scenario-based training, we've got you covered. We look forward to working with you in one of our classes or bringing the class to your church, school, or business. Need security for an event? Protecting your assets? Our team provides private security, close protection, media crew escorts, high security terminations, and more. Always with discretion and professionalism. With Trinity, safety is more than a service. It's a commitment.
The mere sound of his voice makes women swoon and men storm the gates of hell.
And that was
Welcome
the beautiful
back
and
to the Home
sultry
Defense
voice
Show
of Golden
with
Glenn, the
Skip
official
Coriel.
announcer of the Home Defense Show. Folks, we live in a dangerous world, and I want you to be able to protect and defend the ones you love. And that's why I have this show. It's my way of empowering you to accomplish one of your primary jobs in life. You are a protector and a defender. All right, listeners, before we get too far into the show, don't forget to check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, and Apple Tree Media. Without our sponsors, this show wouldn't be on the air, so we thank you all. And now I'd like to welcome back a friend of mine. He's attorney Jim Makowski. That's right. He's an attorney and he's my friend from the great state of Michigan. Jim, welcome back to the Home Defense Show.
Glad to be on, Skip.
All right. Well, all right, we had some, things going on lately about marijuana, or as when I was a kid down in the 1960s, we called it Mary Jane, marijuana, all of this stuff. Right now they call it cannabis, and I'm not even sure what the difference is. But, Donald Trump, he just signed an executive order to reschedule marijuana, easing research and business restrictions. As an attorney, what do you know about that?
So it's going to be interesting. Marijuana was previously scheduled as it was considered a substance that had no medicinal purposes whatsoever. It was completely banned. By rescheduling it, it is now considered useful and can be prescribed and taken for medicinal uses. So when we translate that into gun ownership, it gets really interesting because as you know, when you purchase a firearm, you have to fill out a federal form 4473. And one of the questions they ask you is if you are an unlawful user of marijuana. And it doesn't really matter if your state has legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes or for recreational purposes, because at the federal level, to this point, it was a substance that was completely banned with no medicinal value. But now that that executive order is out there, theoretically, marijuana can be prescribed, and it is now considered a useful substance, and your doctor can write a prescription for it. So you are no longer prohibited from purchasing a firearm if you're a medical marijuana user, from my interpretation of this.
Okay. And so there's, I've been getting this question in my concealed pistol license classes for years. They would say, hey, I have my medical marijuana card. Am I going to be able to get a concealed pistol license? And it was always my understanding, before this happened, that no, they could not get their CPL. Did I have a good understanding?
Well, and here's where it gets interesting. Theoretically, and I'm going to talk to Michigan law. Obviously, it's what I'm most familiar with. But under Michigan law, the letter of the law says that the Medical Marijuana Act should not preclude anyone from any of their other rights, which, if you read the language, that states that should be interpreted as no, you can have a medical marijuana license and be able to own a firearm and to have a concealed pistol license. But the practice of that is people are regularly denied across the state of Michigan if they have a medical marijuana license. And that's another interesting part, because that database is supposed to be the database of medical marijuana licensees is supposed to be restricted, and not sure how they're gaining access to that. But people have been regularly denied if they have a medical marijuana card. Now, judge with this new EO, they should not be denied, in my opinion. I have a feeling there's probably going to be a court battle regarding this, but I mean, the EO is pretty clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, last year I had a lady take my CPL class, and she told me that she was denied her CPL because she had a medical marijuana card. But it was even a little more weird than that. She was a veterinarian, and she didn't take the substance herself. She used it for pain medication for some of the animals, and so that's why she even got the card. And she said, I was forced to get rid of the card so that I can have a CPL. She had to choose between the two.
And that should have been, that could have faced a legal challenge. And I think she might have succeeded on that legal challenge as well. But I mean, right now, we've got a change in circumstances, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to play out. The rule that has been applied, whether this is legal or not, and I tend to think it's not, is that you have to not only can you not have a medical marijuana card as a user, but as in your example, as a caregiver, they're still denying people. But my understanding is that they've been denying people if they've had a medical marijuana card in the previous 12 months. So in other words, if you want your CPL, you have to give up your medical marijuana card and wait 12 months before they'll give it to you. And that, again, is something that has never been challenged in court, and would be interested to see how that plays out.
Well, I guess I've never totally understood the difference. See, when I was a kid, it was just a drug, and, people smoked it to get high, and they didn't use it for medical reasons. They just used it, I guess, for recreational, right? I mean, but now they call it CBD or cannabis. And I know that there's all kinds of like creams and, brownies or whatever that you can eat, gummies, that don't have the THC and the THC, the tetrahydrocannabinol, is what actually makes you high. I know you're not a doctor, neither am I, but is that, do I have a good understanding of that or not?
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. So there are products out there that have CBD that won't get you high, that should not be controlled. They should not show up in your blood system, but sometimes they might. And that's, now we're getting a little too far afield for me. But the bottom line is there's a lot of people who, marijuana is a beneficial substance for many, many people. Yeah, people use it to get high, and that's still probably the primary use. But I think, without question, it's been proven to have medicinal value.
Mm-hmm.
And there, the efforts to legalize it, I mean, we could get into the politics and, big pharma and how they were opposed to it. And we can go down a rabbit hole, Skip, to discuss the history of marijuana. But the bottom line is, I think this is a positive step for everybody. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Yeah. Well, it's been classified as a Schedule One drug for like decades, right? But my understanding is that Schedule One drugs, that's like right up there with like heroin and fentanyl and all these LSD, all of those things. But now it's going to a Schedule Three. Is that correct?
That's correct. And a Schedule 3 are the definition of a Schedule 3 is it's something that has medicinal value. And
Okay.
it can be prescribed. So that would open the door for all of this.
So an example of Schedule 3 drug would be like maybe Tylenol with codeine.
That's correct.
Huh. Well, okay, that brings up another legal question. Let's say let's say you fall and you hurt your back, and the doctor prescribes Tylenol with codeine for pain management, right? So you take that, and then you carry your gun while you're taking that. Are you legally impaired in that case?
And now we're getting down a slippery slope, aren't we?
Yeah.
And the same applies. Are you, whether you're carrying your gun or not, whether you're, driving
Mhm.
legally? And the question is, I mean, the issue is maybe if it materially affects your ability to operate a motor vehicle or to safely carry a gun, then yes, you cannot carry when you're on that substance. And unfortunately, if you're in that position where you need to take those medications, I don't know of anybody who's going to say, well, I better not take this because this might materially impair my ability.
Yeah.
No one's going to do that, Skip. So this is one of those laws that they're going to hit you with afterwards if you are involved in a police encounter.
Yeah.
It's basically giving the law enforcement a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. Well, some of the things that I hear about are things like, well, it's going to have to be these gray areas are going to have to be sorted out via case law. What exactly is case law?
Well, so the legislature writes the laws, or we've got, in this instance, we have an executive order redefining things. And then the judicial branch interprets the law. So what did the president mean when he did this? What did Congress mean when they passed this law? Okay.
Mhm.
So they're going to write the law and the judges determine what it means. And sometimes, depending on how much judicial activism is going on there, sometimes the way the judges interpret things is a far cry from what the original intent of the writers of that law, or for that matter, the framers of the Constitution, had ever intended.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. So maybe depending on what, judge you get, everyone will be equally unhappy with the outcome.
I wish I could say differently, but everyone has an agenda, Skip.
Yes, they do.
25 years of practicing law, and I wish I could say that the judicial system was completely impartial. I wish I could say that was true, but unfortunately, I think evidence bears out the other outcome of that. Everyone's got their own opinions, and they shine through in their opinions, and they can't help it. They're human.
Yeah. So justice is not always blind.
Yeah, that's idealism.
Okay. All right. So basically, we're just waiting around to see, the first case to go to court and see how it all falls out.
Yep, it's going to be interesting
All right.
how this plays out. Looking forward to it.
You're probably looking forward to trying one of these cases, aren't you?
Why, yes, I am.
I thought so. Spoken like a true lawyer. All
I
right.
can't help myself sometimes, Skip.
That's all right. All right. Well, Jim, why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you if they have legal questions or if they need representation?
Sure. Jim Makowski, my website is www.makowskilegal.com. I travel all over the state of Michigan handling firearms related cases, whether that's a shooting, a defensive display of a firearm, or if your civil rights are being attacked, if you're being wrongfully denied a concealed pistol license, I handle those cases as well. And my practice is fairly narrow. I just do criminal defense and civil rights litigation.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, Jim, thank you very much for being on the Home Defense Show today, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Skip.
All right. All right. This is Skip Coryell on Home Defense Show. Coming up next, we'll be speaking with self-defense instructor Fred Masterson from the great state of Arizona in the shootingclasses.com self-defense report. But during the break, I want you to log into rumble.com and search on the Home Defense Show. I've posted a series of entertaining and educational videos there just for you. Check them out. And don't forget to like, share, and follow. God bless and stay safe, because we will be right back.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At Center Shot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. Center Shot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
Attention business owners. Are you leaving your website open to security issues and hacking due to a lack of maintenance or overseas outsourcing? Don't let that happen to your business. Choose experienced U.S.-based website developers that can customize your website to fit your specific needs. Appletree MediaWorks has been growing businesses online since 2009. With over 80 years of combined experience, their team conducts constant research and development to keep up with ever-changing online threats. Your website deserves the best protection available. Call Appletree MediaWorks today at 877-977-1364 to keep your website secure and grow your business online. Or visit appletree.media.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.
Liberals hate him, small children fear him, but God keeps on loving him anyway. Welcome back to the Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was the beautiful and sultry voice of Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Appletree Media, and Center Shot Indoor Gun Range for all your training and equipment needs. And now it's time for our weekly self-defense report, sponsored by shootingclasses.com. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Sara and we are going to go ahead and we're going to talk about some of the most bizarre crimes in the year 2025.
Excellent. This is gonna be fun.
That
Maybe.
would be fun. Well,
This depends
we'll
on-
see. You don't know what they all are
I
yet.
don't know. That's fair.
All right. I'll go ahead and I guess I'll read these, Sara, and then I'm going to let you comment on them first. Okay?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, my comments first.
I used artificial intelligence on this. I kind of like playing with it
Okay.
because it comes up with some really weird stuff
Okay.
that, I can't trust that it's always 100% accurate, but it is kind of fun and entertaining. But
All right.
according to AI, several bizarre crimes occurred in America during 2025 involving unusual methods of concealment, strange motives, and grotesque actions. Here are some of the most notable bizarre crimes reported in 2025. The first one is the Diamond Swallower in Orlando, Florida. Jathan Lawrence Gilder was arrested after stealing over $1.3 million worth of diamond earrings and a ring from a Tiffany & Company store. When apprehended, an X-ray at the jail revealed that he had swallowed the jewelry in an attempt to hide it.
Oh.
Diamonds, aren't they like sharp?
They're sharp.
And super hard.
And there's metal around them, which is also sometimes earrings. Earrings? Why would you swallow earrings?
And how are you going to pass something like that? That could be a cutting experience.
And then if the whole point was to give them to somebody to be impressive,
But
just think about what you're saying there.
Please don't say it. Don't go there. Normally, you're the one who gets grossed out.
Sorry. Well, you wanted my opinion. I guess that's where it went.
Well, I tell you.
Steal diamond earrings and a ring. What's he going to use them for? And then he does that with them.
Yeah, that's just a bridge too far for me.
Too bad.
So that's weird.
Okay.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed there. And now we have the morgue mutilation. A mortuary assistant in Houston, Texas, Amber Page Laudermilk, was charged with abuse of a corpse after she allegedly, why do they always say allegedly? It's like,
it must be
obviously they already know, right?
Yeah, it must be in court somewhere.
Used a scalpel to sever the
member?
Yes, the genitals of a deceased registered sex offender and place them in the body's mouth.
Oh, okay. Well,
is that actually a crime, though? I mean, if he's a registered sex offender,
yeah, that one's complicated, isn't it?
Well, it brings up ambivalent feelings to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's already dead. I mean, of course, yes,
but
you shouldn't.
Use that little part to really hurt other people.
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't mutilate a corpse.
Also, you shouldn't do that to people when you're alive. So, yeah.
I know. But remember in segment 1, we were talking about that guy that kidnapped the teenage girl?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that came to mind.
Oh.
That came to my mind. It's like, hey, this is what you were going to use to hurt my daughter.
Yeah.
So it's like, let the punishment fit the crime. But I don't know. The morgue mutilation. Amber, geez, we'll pray for you. But it's hard for me. It's just hard for me to like come down really hard on people who do things that I'm tempted to do myself.
So there's a verse that talks about man's anger does not bring about the justice that God.
No, well, it doesn't change anything.
It's like we all know that what the sex offenders, it's heinous, a heinous crime. It causes generations of damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Meanwhile, she's trying to get something back of the the crime that he's committed, she wants justice. That's the
Yeah.
desire for justice is innate in the race. It's given to us by God to want to have a sense of justice, but yet we can't be,
We can't be cutting off body parts of
adding
dead
to the
people.
crime.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah,
adding
I
to it.
understand that.
So
And
it's just really hard to find the line. So,
personally, I wouldn't do it, but
well,
I would be tempted.
not
Sorry.
really in her place. I don't know what
I'm not a perfect man.
She's there alone in the middle of the night with a sex offender.
Moving right along. Hot oil attack at Wingstop in a Port St. Lucie, Florida Wingstop. Must be a restaurant.
Okay.
A dispute between a 19-year-old manager, Carnell Irene, and two customers escalated from throwing ranch dressing to Irene allegedly hurling a pan of hot grease at the customers, which reportedly splattered onto a child. Oh, yeah.
Oh no,
That's a nasty one. There's nothing ambivalent about that.
no, that's horrible.
You know, I deal with the general public every time I go out on and work a security job, right? And it's like, I can tell you, there are some people out there who are crazy as loons. I mean, and they have no control over their tempers. They escalate. It's like there was a movie by, I think it was Michael Douglas called Falling Down, where you take an ordinary guy, he's having a bad day, and he just resorts to some really heinous things. Everybody is just really stressed out right now. And so when you're out in public, you got to be careful. I mean, if something like this happened, for you and I, it's like, okay, we're not going to engage in this kind of behavior. We're just, we'll just leave our food, go to a different restaurant, and just totally de-escalate the situation because there's just too many crazy people out there.
Yeah. Wow.
You agree? Should we just leave or should we get in a fight with hot grease and ranch dressing?
We should not get in a fight with hot grease and ranch.
Disengage.
Yes.
All right, here's one. Teacher hires student for murder. A literacy enrichment instructor in Ohio, Stephanie Demetrius, allegedly offered one of her high school students $2,000 with a $250 down payment to kill her estranged husband as he worked from home.
Oh.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So terrible on so many levels. So
I
she's
know.
creating a murderer.
Yep, exactly.
The poor child, did he do it?
No, he didn't do it. That's how she got caught. He turned her in.
Good.
So,
for
yeah.
him. But the nerve of her.
Well, we're seeing all the time in the public school system that most public school teachers aren't like this, but there's always that 1% that are having affairs with their students and having children with their students, just hiring them to kill their husband. It's just crazy. It's a crazy world out there. And it just, in my mind, it just highlights the fact that we need to return to better days. Go back 50 years when we believed in God, family, and country and morality. And it just wasn't this crazy 50, 60 years ago.
Well, okay. So I don't think we can go back. Most of the people, like younger people, don't even know what that really looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go back. You have to always go forward. So is there something from the past that we could specifically bring into the current day that would increase the morality of the people?
The love of Jesus Christ.
Let's keep on that then. Yeah.
All right. A body in the wall. After a woman, Alexis Schuler, went missing in Capitol Heights, Maryland, her body was later discovered by police hidden inside a plastic bin covered in concrete and soil within the drywall under a stairwell in her boyfriend's home.
Oh my goodness.
You know?
Oh my goodness.
I know. But, it's like every one of these, it's like they represent things that happen almost every day in America.
Think of what. So he's living with her body buried in this grotesque and horrible way in his apartment.
This is like Edgar Allan Poe
Did
stuff.
he kill her? He's,
Yep.
she trusted him as in she was his girlfriend.
Yep.
And then he kills her. And then he buries her in some horrible, grotesque way in his apartment. So every day he goes up and down the stairs, stepping on her.
Yep.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I know.
Can you imagine what that would do to your heart, your brain?
Well, apparently, I don't think it bothered him much at all.
I think it's
Some people
so sick. That
we have a morality problem in the United States, in the world. Morality a problem. We have a mental illness problem. But these problems have always been with us. I mean, I was listening to, patristic nectar this morning, and it talks about all the martyrs, right?
Yeah.
There have always been crazy, evil people in the world. It's just that sometimes it's worse than others.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's the way that it is. All right, we got one more here.
Okay.
Caregiver accused of fraud and murder. A Michigan caregiver.
Uh-oh. This is getting close to
That's
home.
close to home. Linda Polk allegedly took her elderly patient off life support without family consent, had him cremated, and then used his identity to open credit cards and charge over $10,000.
Lovely. Wow.
So you kill somebody for $10,000? That's,
Yeah.
I know.
And she's probably rationalizing it as he was dead already, just on life support. She saved them money.
Yeah, well,
I mean, there's all kinds of ways to rationalize that one, but that's pretty sick and sad.
the thing is, one of the things that I always tell my concealed pistol license students is that, over 68 years, I've learned one very important maxim in life, and that's when you let crazy people into your life gets crazy. And it's just true. A lot of self-defense has to do with who you let into your inner circle, because if you let the wrong people in, according to FBI crime stats, 80.2% of all murder victims knew their attacker. So what does that mean? It means you already know the person who's most likely to kill you. You have to be very careful who you let into your life. Because if you're not, you're going to get, the diamond swallower or the morgue mutilator or the hot oil attack person or the teacher hires for murder, the body in the wall, the caregiver accused of fraud and murder. That's what you're going to get if you're not careful. So be careful who you let into your life.
Cheerful thought.
I know. None of this is cheerful, but it is what it is. But let's end on a happy note.
Okay.
Sarah, what do you wish for all of our listeners in the coming year, 2026?
A blessed year and drawing a little bit closer to our good God every day.
Closer to our good God. You know what? If the morgue mutilator had been closer to God, she wouldn't have done the mutilation.
I think probably not. I think you found something else to do with your creativity.
Well, what I wish for the listeners this year, I agree. Get closer to God, get closer to your family. Try to stay positive. Try to think about good things, but be aware of the evil. Protect against the evil, but just hold on close to the people that you love and the people that love you. And we can make America a better place to live. All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, folks, that about wraps it up for this week's show. I've had a good time, and I hope you have too. Please don't forget to thank our sponsors, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range at centershotgunrange.com, shootingclasses.com to help you find the right trainer for your needs, Apple Tree Media, and for website security, and the United States Concealed Carry Association. For all your self-defense needs, go to uscca.com. All right, I've written 20-plus books, and they're all available on Amazon.com in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This week, check out my self-defense thriller, Bond of Unseen Blood. I think you'll like it. And also check out the Home Defense Show videos on rumble.com. And if you want training from me in person, then check out Midwest Tactical Training at shootingclasses.com. Please join us again next week for all your home defense needs. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love We'll see you next week with more of the best.
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle!